Hello and welcome to Flow Forward AI-driven dealer management, the show where we explore the future of automotive sector and security in a world that never stops moving. I'm your host Bhavna Sehgal, brand and communication manager at NetFlows 360. Today's episode is about a subject close to every enterprise leader's heart, that is digital trust. For OEMs, dealers and enterprise networks alike, continuity, compliance and cybersecurity have become non-negotiable. The systems powering business today are no longer back office tools. They are mission critical infrastructure. To unpack this, I'm joined by someone who has lived at the front lines of both national defense ICT projects and enterprise digital transformation. My guest is Gaurav Ranade, technology leader. Gaurav brings a rare perspective combining national scale resilience with realities of automotive industry. Gaurav, welcome to the show. I'm delighted to have you here.
Thanks, Bhavna. Thanks for having me. It's my pleasure, and I'm delighted to be a part of this podcast.
So, Gaurav, let's start with our first question. In
Yeah.
automotive sector, dealer and OEM platforms are becoming equally mission critical. What parallels do you see, and how should the industry rethink resilience?
That's a great question, Bhavna. I believe and a very relevant one for the current scenarios. When we built ICT and defense architecture as our infrastructures, we worked on a simple principle: failure is not an option. Every component was designed for redundancy, monitoring, and rapid recovery. The automotive ecosystem is now entering into the same territory. It's now no longer as an option, but it's more like as a necessity. Think about it: a dealer or OEM platform outage today doesn't just mean an operational today. It impacts the customer experience, financial transactions, connected vehicle updates, and even compliance reporting. So the industry must start thinking in terms of the resilience architecture, not just uptime. That means the distributed and decoupled architecture, which has to be happened instead of a centralized silos. That normally when we design any on our architecture, so the focus is more on our the centralized approach for it. The zero trust fundamentals. I believe that the zero trust networks ensure the continuity even under the cyber stress or any attacks which are coming in. So the multiple folds of ecosystem where many of the platforms had to validate and verify the identity of any user. And the most important is the AI ops, which is observability. When you look at the predicting outages before even they occur, so it's more like a predictive one. So, in short, if you look at that, the automotive platforms must move from reactive IT to predictive resilience, just like as the defense systems did many years ago.
Okay, that's really interesting. That means AI is playing a very major role in today's world. So,
Yeah, true.
alongside, if we talk about AI, let's also talk about the security side of things. With
Yeah.
dealerships now handling sensitive customer, financial, and vehicle data, cybersecurity has become a core expectation. In your view, what are the minimum practices OEMs should demand from dealer systems to ensure trust and compliance both?
Yeah, Bhavna, absolutely. The dealership network is now part of the OEM's extended digital perimeter. Minimum practices can't just do the checkbox compliances. They have to align with the OEM's own governance model. I would emphasize four fundamentals. If anybody would like to take it from there, it's identity and access control. So every user and system, from services advisors to external APIs, must be verified continuously using multi-factor authentication and least privileges models. So you need to look at that how you have taken any of an identity or access within that particular system itself. Data encryption and segmentation is the next one, which is going to be the best of the four fundamentals, both in motion as well as in a rest. The dealer data should be logically segmented from OEM systems while still interoperable from the multiple mechanisms or the multiple model structures. Endpoint and network monitoring is the third one, which real-time visibility into the threats using any EDR, XDR, or MDR models, where whichever way you have to utilize for any of the platforms. Because a compromised dealer laptop can become an OEM's weak link. So any dealers, some machine or the mechanism or a laptop or any machine can be like as the major loophole within that, the weakest link for the entire security fundamental or the architecture. The final one will be a periodic security audits and compliance monitoring. So when ISO 27001, local data protection schemes, GDPR, or any specific regions where you are selling your product. So I believe that the security is going to be a major component for the automotive industry, and specifically OEM must start treating the dealerships as cyber supply chain partners, not just like as a sales endpoints. That's how the trust is institutionalized. And this is what we look at this cybersecurity will be quite crucial in coming days for them.
Great. That totally makes a sense. So, which means that tools nowadays should be properly equipped with security and compliance, like such things.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I just want to bring attention towards integration.
Yeah.
Integration is the backbone of many projects, we all know. So, how can
Right.
OEMs apply similar principles when connecting sales, service, finance, and warranty into one seamless dealer management system?
Integration is a quite crucial. It's like as an unsung hero for every successful transformation. But while we were worked on multiple e-governance or safe cities, smart cities, BharatNet projects, the challenge wasn't the technology. Technology is available and can provide that whatsoever the task has been assigned to it. It was interoperability. So multiple tools had to be interact with each other. They have to chat with each other. They have to look at that they have been assigned any of a task, and they have to share it with the other one. And that one specialist tool can only apply with a one single activity itself. But there are multiple tools which has to talk to each other. They have to share their data. They have to access each other's information, and then to give it a one single pane of a dashboard to address all these issues. So multiple vendors, the multiple protocols, and the data centers had to talk to each other very seamlessly. Earlier, the days are gone when there was a challenge and many of our platforms were not able to interact with each other. That was quite a pain. Many of the projects we have seen that the fails. But in OEMs itself, that the same logic applies. If any of the sales, finance, or the service warranty or the system lives in isolation, you lose the visibility, you lose the efficiency, you lose the connectivity, you lose the customer's actual context of that the usability for it. So OEMs must focus on when they have to look at to provide any of a solution, the API-led integration frameworks, which ensures the real-time and secure data exchange, common data models and governance layers itself. So information means the same across systems and event-driven architectures. So whatever the data has been triggered, it has to be allowed the platforms to react instantly, prompted triggers like service updates or finance approvals. So it's more like the OTP base or any other mechanism. So end goal should be connected the dealership ecosystem, and where every function contribute to a unified data-driven customer experience, and the customer should feel that this is a seamless integration. And I believe that that is the end goal. Like while we are making any of a transaction to any of a financial system, so we hardly bother about that. What are the technologies or tools are working behind that system? The similar way it has to be done for the automotive industry as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to look at it. That means that tools should be properly connected. They should talk with each other so that OEMs can get a complete visibility of their dealer networks.
Yeah.
Right. So, what about the future, especially with AI coming in, looking ahead as AI and digital platforms power real time decision making? What steps must OEMs and dealers take to balance speed, compliance, and continuity, especially in markets like India, where digital trust inclusion is still uneven?
Right. So I think that the first part is that the balance everyone is trying to achieve right now is agility without losing any control. AI is changing the dealership focus demands, manage inventory, and personalize experiences as well. So, as we know, that the LLMs or the language learning models are generating certain experiences on the base of the data which has been placed in there. But AI without guardrails can quickly become a compliance or a reliability risk. So, you have to place those guardrails across the AI framework itself. So, to balance the speed and the governance in the automotive industry specifically, I would suggest there are a couple of two or three different steps which need to be addressed for the AI deployment or implementation. The one is you must have to define the AI responsibility frameworks. OEM must establish the policies for the ethical use, that how exactly it has to be deployed. It on the data validation, whether whatsoever the data which has been provided to us, it's a validated, it's a authenticated and authorized as well, because many of the GPTs are sharing very unverified or unvalidated information. So you need to validate that as well, and
Right.
just to avoid the bias monitoring itself. So AI output must always be explainable. So if any input or any of output of a AI is coming in front of you, that you have to verify all these things, because human mind is totally inevitable to beat the AI, but AI is just making some hallucination across this entire system, and we are all fascinated with the AI results for it. The second portion would be the layered security and the compliance natively, right? So you need to build the controls into the workflows. That normally in IT industry, what happens nowadays that people are losing the control over the workflows. Defined by the GPTs. It defines by either the lack of ignorance itself. So it should not be like as an afterthought. Recently, I just shared it with you one of an example. It's not related with the automotive industry. So one of an RFP has been released, and the customer has released that, and then they found that the RFP is not up to the mark. So they have gone back and then asked for the gap assessment. So RFP released on what basis, no one knows. And now they are assessing that what are the gaps available in their infrastructure. So I think that is a primitive job. So it's more like as an example of afterthought. So they have released that RFP, and now they are realizing that there must be a gap assessment. Similar way, that any data exchange or customer consent to analytics should be auditable. So I think the role of the auditors are quite important. That what they are looking at it, what is the data, how exactly it has been taken forward, and then to take it to the next level. Uh, your adoption of a hybrid clouds and the edge models. Uh, when you look at that in a diverse market, specifically in India, and India is a very complex scenarios.
Okay.
When you look at that, the digital reach, which varies from here to there, market is very complex, north, west, south, east, central. India has a totally different use cases altogether. How this the reachability has to be defined. It so you have to adopt the hybrid clouds. Like recently, Amazon has shut down for many hours, right? So you need to look at that that dependency on a one single cloud is not at all in your favor, because your services are going to be disrupted in a very big way. When looking at the edge computing, ensures the business continuity even with connectivity gaps itself. So you never know that the bandwidth, like yesterday itself, that the Airtel was totally shut down in Gurgaon, so Delhi NCR. So almost like the 6 or 7 hours that the Airtel services were not available. So you have to have that those scenarios. So ultimately, the automotive sector must evolve towards a resilient intelligence. So resilience is like as a one thing which everybody has to take into the consideration, and where AI compliance uptime you coexist seamlessly, and that's when digital truly become dependable. So for me, it's more like as a AI is a good tool, good mechanism, good framework, but it should be within the balance itself and agility. You can do it at any level, but without losing any control.
Perfect. I really like the way you put that. That means that AI is like holding a very crucial role, but at the same time, agility and compliance are very important, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, Gaurav, thank you so much for sharing your insights. You have shown us that resilience is not about servers and systems, it's about building trust, whether in defense ICT or in the fast moving automotive world. The principle is the same: continuity, compliance, and cybersecurity must be designed into the very DNA of the enterprise platforms, right?
Right.
So, for our listeners, if today's conversation sparked ideas for how long your organization can embed digital trust into platforms, don't forget to follow the flow forward for expert discussions. Until next time, stay resilient, stay secure.
Thanks, Bhavna, for having me. Thanks.
Thank
It
you,
was a
Gaurav.
pleasure. Thank you.